Yo, what's up? Welcome to Chopping It Up podcast with your host Malachi and co-host
Avery.
This is episode 4, and we have an inspiring guest joining us today, Sydney, a remarkable freshman at Bard High School, and a passionate YSL youth ambassador.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get ready for an engaging discussion as we dive into Sydney's journey, exploring how she balances her academic life with her leadership roles and her commitment to empowering her peers. Because, she does that a whole lot, you know. And from her experiences as a youth ambassador to her entrepreneurial adventures, Sydney's stories to motivate and resonate with her. So, let's jump into that. Let's get into that, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to become a youth ambassador for, I don't know how to pronounce the group.
The holistic group.
The holistic mental health program.
Well, my mother told me that I was going to go with her to, an event. And she was like, all right, you're going to tell these people, about the holistic group, and I'm going to get you something afterwards. And so that's just how it started. And, I found myself having way more fun than I expected to. So I just continued to do it. And her boss was like, okay, we can get her on payroll, and we could give her a title.
So you started getting paid for going to the group. That's crazy.
Yep. Oh, and so I made a whole bunch of friends while I was doing it. And, I learned a whole bunch more about mental health and the challenges that other people face.
Right, so it was, the community, kept bringing you there? Because, you said it was a lot of friends and, people you met. Who, some of the people you met there? What is, something they did for you? My fault.
It's okay. I met, some of my mom's friends and, some kids my age, and we would play games after I finished telling most of the people about what the holistic group does. And I got a whole bunch of free stuff from it, too, because it was, vendors and, they was giving out chapstick and, all types of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I need some chapstick.
Some dry lips. Okay.
But, what was your favorite part about the holistic group instead of just the friends and the people that you met?
My paycheck.
Your paycheck.
Yep, my paycheck.
We love that money. We love that money.
It was only $50 per event, but it was my first constant paycheck. So I enjoyed the fact that I made my own money and what it take to get it. And I enjoyed the fact that I worked for it, and I wasn't just giving it just because I was there.
Right, nah, for real. The fact on, getting your own money as a kid and, not going to ask your mom for, oh, yeah, can I spend this? Can I spend that? Nah, I don't have to ask because it's my money.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I still occasionally ask my mother for money because I don't like spending my own.
All right. Dang. Is, your mother, one of your, main, figures in your life who you go for?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm asking that because my main figures in my life is my mom too, because my dad, he not really here in my life. So I feel like my moms are big figures in people's life. So yeah.
My mom is my main figure too, because currently my father is incarcerated.
Dang.
So I look to my mother for everything. I look to my mother for food. I look to her for what I want, and we spend time together too. And she's just the best. She gives me everything and more. And she teaches me so many things. I probably wouldn't be in YSL if it wasn't for her and her pushing me to do it.
Okay. Dang. Well, I think we spoke on this topic. I want to move on to the next one. Mental health, stuff like that. So, Sydney, why do you think mental health is particularly important for young kids and people today in general?
Because many people suffer in silence, and it needs to be brought up more in youth groups and just in school in general. Because children suffer the most because of what their parents suffer from, and they don't really see people actually express their emotions. I feel if people talk more about how they're feeling and what makes them sad and what they're going through, then there wouldn't be as many misunderstandings or as many suicides or as many shootings as there are today. I feel mental health could overall improve the state of our world and the state of our economic state.
Right. What do you think is the probably the biggest emotion that's that could affect us?
Probably anger or sadness, because it's the thing that people tend to hide the most, or at least for me personally, it's what I tend to hide the most. I have no problem expressing how happy I am or how joyful I am, but when it comes to anger or sadness, people tend to feel embarrassed or embarrassed to express how they feel.
Right.
Because when people cry and when people watch you cry, it's just so embarrassing.
No, for
Like,
real.
why are you looking at me?
What are some ways that you handle your type of like mental health?
I tend to isolate myself, or I'll like let people know that I'm not in the mood to play,
Right.
and I'll go to a quiet space and think about why I'm feeling the way I feel and what caused me to feel this way. And if it's somebody that made me feel this way, then I tend to approach them and say, "Hey, I don't like when you did that. Can you please stop doing that?"
Right.
Right. And when you go into like saying like anger and like sadness is like the biggest like like emotions and like feelings in the world, like how do you like go about like helping people with those emotions?
I just listen to what they have to say. I listen to what they feel like telling me.
Right.
Because sometimes people don't want to express how they feel, or they don't want to tell other people. They want to handle it themselves, like me personally.
Right.
So I just tell them I listen to what they tell me, and I go based off of that and based off of the type of person that I'm talking to. For example, one of my friends, she goes through a lot every day. And so I tell her my feedback, and she's like, well, I don't really think I can do that right now. And I tell her like ways that she can work up to being able to do that.
Okay. So you give people like ways to like, not ways to like get out of the situation, but you give ways to like feel like better about like yourself in a situation, and like ways to like, I don't know, but like, you basically put it into words. My fault.
It's okay.
Man.
So do you think it's always good to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, or do you think there's some specific situations where you just can't understand the other person?
I always try to put myself in other people's shoes, because there's always a reason as to why somebody could be feeling the way they feel. Like, for example, if somebody is being rude to me, or they were nice to me yesterday, I think, well, what happened to make them want to be rude to me today? Or if somebody is always asking for food, well, maybe they don't have a lot of food at home.
Right.
Or if somebody is just always angry or upset, there must be something going on to make them feel that way. So I always try my best to put myself in other people's shoes, although sometimes it can be hard because people tend to get on my nerves a lot.
Right.
It just makes me feel better that I know that it's not just because they don't like me, or it's not just because they just feel that way just to feel that way. It's because there could be something leading up to that. And sometimes putting myself in other people's shoes can be a burden, because it's like taking on my emotions and their emotions at the same time.
Right. That's cool. That's a nice little, yeah, that was
Right.
nice.
That was nice.
That was nice.
Like, dang. It's like really, I see like it's really deeper, like to people being sad and angry, it's really like deeper to that, like people aren't just sad or angry, sad or angry, like they're really like, it's more like emotion to that than just sad or angry.
Yeah, it's not just
Sad or
like a
angry.
black and white world. It's more like it's just full with colors, and everybody got different emotions. I like the way you put it. What have you learned from your experiences volunteering at the Little Flowers Early Childhood Development Care, and can you share some memorable experiences with me?
Okay, so I learned that you have to explain things to children different ways. Not everybody learns the same way, and I learned that sometimes it could be a bit challenging, but you have to be patient. My favorite experience is like whenever I walk through the door and they would just bombard me with hugs, or when they would just like give me a whole bunch of drawings that they made for me, and they'd be like, here you go, Sydney, here you go, Sydney, and they'd be like, oh no, that's Sydney, that's my sister. You can't be doing all that because that's Sydney.
Okay.
And I learned that like you have to have different approaches for different people. You can't talk to everybody the same way. Although people could call you a chameleon for talking to people different ways, I feel like that's how you have to be, because not everybody processes information the same way. And not everybody gets the same thing from what you're saying. So you have to say it differently so they understand it.
Right. And like going like, what is Little Flowers? Like you said, like kids come go out, like when you walk in the door, they come bombard you and hug you. What is that like you go in there, but what is really Little Flowers?
Little Flowers is the early development daycare center.
Okay.
And it's a whole bunch of kids there, and they have 3 floors. And the first floor is like the little babies and the toddlers, and the second floor is like 4 and 5, I think, and then
Okay.
the third floor is 7 to 12. So it's
Right.
a whole range of different age groups, and I've worked with every age group. I think
Right.
I worked with the babies, and I worked with the toddlers, and I worked with the 7 to 12. But I prefer the toddlers and the like 5 to 5, 4 to 5, because they're easier to mold, and they're easier to talk
Right.
to,
Than the
and they
older kids.
maintain information better.
Do you think that since people think differently, you think that's the reason why some people don't learn as fast as other people? Like, do everybody need specific ways to teach? Because, like, I know me, I'm more of a visual type of person. I don't know about y'all two, but, like, I'm more of a, like, oh, yeah, I got to see it, and then I can act on it. Like, I can, like, if somebody showed me how to make a house, I can make a house, therefore. But, like, if somebody told me, oh, yeah, you got to grab wood, this, that, and the third, you got to do all that, I would be like, what, bro? Like, what?
I don't know what's going on.
But do you think that's, like, the reason? Like, do people need different types of help?
Yes, I believe that. That's why I have a tutorer. So whenever I feel like I'm not as strong into the subject and the teacher isn't teaching me like the way I normally learn, my mother like has tutors that she has helped me. And I know other children or other kids aren't as fortunate as I am, but I feel like if there were more teachers, not more teachers, but if there were more people to explain things differently, or if the teachers like were able to explain the same lesson a few times differently to the children, then I feel like more people will understand what's going on, and more people wouldn't be as dismotivated to learn.
Right.
Okay. Well, on the topic of like learning, maintaining like a GPA of 3.80 is like amazing. I'm like, well, like, how do you do that?
Well,
Yeah,
actually, right now I have a 3.4, but
Dang.
I'm not really paying attention to that.
Mm.
I try my best to, I study,
Okay.
and I separate my homework and work based off of importance. For example, I'll turn in my English work a little bit later than I do my normal work, because my English teacher is a little bit more lenient. And I'll turn in my Spanish work on time, because I know my Spanish teacher isn't as lenient as my English teacher.
Okay.
And sometimes you have to pace yourself, because whenever I do too much work, I just burn out. So by the time it's time to get other assignments, I'm just like, I don't feel like doing it right now. I'm not going to do it. And then I end up turning it all in late. So I learned how to pace myself. And I learned how to make it so that it's not all just work. It's work, talk to some friends, then work, compare with somebody else, and have fun while doing it.
Okay. And that would like help you like balance like your schoolwork and like say like your life. Like, what do you do outside of like school? Say like the Little Flowers group, or like the Holtec group. Like, you gotta like, oh my fault, you gotta like, shoot, my fault, I got my words mixed up. You gotta like do all that outside of school and also work like in school for hard work like in school. So like, how do you balance that?
Well, the holistic group and Little Flowers is mostly during the summertime.
Okay.
So it's not as hard to balance that part. And for like the other things I do, which would be like Sunday school, going to church, and YSL, and what else? The little college program that I'm in. I just pace myself. I make sure that I put my schoolwork first, and then I put everything else afterwards, because I know that school is how I'm going to get to where I want to be in life.
Right. Okay.
But since you're like such like a hard working person, and like, you know, you got like such a drive for things, can you tell us about your first business venture during the pandemic, and what motivates you to start a business at such a young age, and what challenges you face as well?
My mother said I was going to start a business. I said I wanted to. I said I wanted to in the 5th grade. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to start a business, but I wasn't actually expecting to do it. But she just bought a whole bunch of stuff. She bought a whole bunch of lip gloss, a whole bunch of candy. She was like, okay, you going to sell this. Bag it up, and we're going to help you sell it. And so I just did it because my mother pushed me to do it. She's my biggest motivator. She pushes me to do so many things that I didn't know that I could do.
Right.
So I would have never done it if my mother wasn't like, okay, come on, you're going to do this.
Right. Okay.
And one of the biggest challenges I faced was the lack of motivation, because I didn't have the constant social interaction like I was used to with my peers or with my friends. So I wasn't as motivated to do what I normally would have done. So I wasn't as motivated, and the motivation never really came back. Well, at least for that time period. So I just stopped doing it. And then the motivation had finally come back, but in a different way. And I decided to sell my paintings instead. And I do that for the summertime. In the summertime for extra money. Whenever I want to buy like some shoes, if I go shopping or whatever.
Okay, and other than your mom and say like friends, what's one more thing you would go to for like motivation in your life? For like the people out there.
Other than my mom and my friends?
Yeah.
I would probably say myself, because I know how much I have done and how much I can do.
Okay.
So, and I think it's important to self-motivate. So, like, I'll be like, okay, you can do this. Okay, come on, get up, go do such and such, such and such. It's okay. And it's okay to fail, because, you know, you can do better. And I like to self-reflect on what I can do and what I know I can do.
Right.
Because I know that just so long as I continue to do the steps towards what I want and take the time to self-reflect, that I can do anything.
Right. So you said you like paintings. So is paintings like your main business? Because you said lip gloss, candies, and then you said paintings. So it's like paintings your main source, or is it like another siphon, like another, I guess, idea through your business venture?
I sell paintings mainly because I stopped selling lip gloss.
Ah.
So I sell my paintings during the summer whenever I want money, or whenever, like, I just want to do it. I like painting because it just gives me a way to express myself. And I could be free with it. I can do what I want.
Right.
And if people buy it, then they buy it. But if they don't, then they don't, because that's not like I depend on that money, because I have other jobs as well.
Right. And saying you have other jobs, like your business selling paintings, like is like that's something you want to keep doing, or like do you want a different business? Do you like, is your business goal like something you want to continue like down your life, or is that like nah, that's just something you're doing now because you can?
I feel like it's something that I want to continue doing. But my business goal in general is to help my mother with her business.
Okay.
It's called Stretch. I want to help her like she's helped me. And I want to be able to help motivate her. That's mostly why I come to YSL, so that I can learn about business and I can tell her about it. And I can make sure that she has everything that she needs. And I can make sure that, you know, she's financially where she needs to be.
Okay, and you say like you come to YSL every day to learn about like financial stuff and stuff like that. Like, how does that like help you with your life and school and stuff like that?
Well, it makes me feel like it helps me be ahead of my class.
Right.
Because whenever we talk about Jekyll Island in class, I know that I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I don't know if they know what they talk about, but I know what I'm talking about, because I come to YSL and I learn a lot about it. I learn about financial. I learn about economic systems, and I learn about stocks and how to like sell stocks in the stock market. So I learn a lot from YSL, and it helps me tell my friends at school, and it helps me like warn them for what not to do and help them with their money, because I know I'm not the most responsible with money, and they're not the most responsible with money, so we help each other make sure that we spending our money on what we really need and what we really, really want.
Okay. And me too. I would say coming to YSL really helps me like manage my money, because like I be spending my money here, there, everywhere. So like, yeah, coming to YSL, talking to Mr. Days, Mr. Brandon, they really like put my mind like to like saving my money for like where I want to get in the future. And also like just like learning like the 50, 30, 20, all that. Like, yeah, that just really helps. And like even my mom, like going home, she like, oh, what you learned at YSL today? Like, I feel happy like telling her I learned something today. So yeah.
Do you have any questions for us? Like any things that you want to ask us?
What do you guys do outside of YSL?
Outside of YSL, shoot, me, I go to Gifford Park High School. I play football, and sometimes I love playing video games. Not sometimes, I do be playing video games. And shoot, I actually love Rita's. That's my favorite place to go to. And I heard you work there, so I'm going to have to come to your Rita's store and get some free Rita's.
Okay, but only like on Saturday or Sunday, because that's the only time that I work.
Okay. And I be hungry for her, I'm not going to lie, on Saturday and Sunday. I'm not going to lie. But yeah. And yeah, I love coming to YSL on Saturdays. You know, that's one of my favorite things to do now, actually, because like the community here, the people, I really enjoy that. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. How about you, Malachi?
Shoot. My whole life is YSL, not gonna lie. Like, as soon as I leave out of YSL, I come back here. They hit me with a triple, actually. Like, I came here Wednesday, came here Friday, just for our special guest right here. But, like, outside of YSL, like, personally, like, I like to do drill for my school, Woodlawn High. I like to work out. I like to play the game. You know, I just like to chill. Like, I'm more of a chill dude. I don't like really loud. I just like a peace and quiet setting.
Right.
And, you know, just chilling. Like, outside of YSL, I really, like, you can probably catch me on the street just wearing, I would probably wear this. Next time, if you ever come back, I got you with the best fit ever. But somebody said, let's play basketball afterwards. So I had to put this on. I apologize sincerely. But, like, you know, shoot, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just be chilling.
Right.
What's drill? What's drill?
Drill is basically, like, I will get up and show you, but, like, I'm too tired right now. But basically where you march and play. You march with your whole squad, and y'all basically are in sync.
Yeah.
Like, let's say if me and Avery, we just talking. Like, you see how me and Avery in sync. He takes questions, I take questions. That's basically how drill is. Like, we both move. We move at a synchronized time, and we all think as one. Like, you know when you said, "Oh yeah, put yourself in somebody else's shoes." In my squad for like JRTC, we all put ourselves in everybody's shoes, so we all think as a collective one. It's like a hive mind type of thing.
Is that hard?
Is it hard? What I say, is it hard? Shoot, it's not hard.
Don't y'all be messing up a lot?
I be messing up a lot. I definitely do, but like, it's not hard once you feel the rhythm in somebody else. Like, that's how I personally see it.
Right.
I do something similar too, but it's just cheer, and I be messing up. See, that's why I'm in the back.
Right.
I just stay in the back.
Right.
Well, like, cheer, what are, like, the different positions of cheer? Because, like, I never really learned about that.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I don't be paying attention. I just be trying to memorize the cheers and just praying that I don't mess up.
Okay.
And then I feel bad. Those poor boys basketball team, they don't play good. They don't play good. So we just go, it's okay, y'all got this.
So you be cheering for a bad team.
But the girls basketball team, they always win.
Oh, are they always?
Okay.
Right.
Somebody catch the dubs.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean,
Any more questions?
not really.
No, not really.
Not for me.
All right. We just chopped it up, chopped it down.
Right here.
We had our very special guest here, Sydney.
Yep.
Do you have any wise words for our viewers at home?
No, not really. Stay safe.
Whoa. You can't end us off like that.
Right, oh
you
my
definitely
goodness.
can't. Come on, give us some
After
words.
all them good words.
Exactly. Like, at least something that they keep in their hearts and they will always remember.
Instead of being so quick to judge people, try to put yourself in their shoes and figure out what's really going on.
I like that. So I'm short and simple.
T.
Oh, God. All right. Chopping it up.
Chopped it down.
God,
And subscribe, support us. And we had, our little cameramans here and everybody else to support us.
I want to say thank you to everybody.
Thank you to everybody.
In the background. Thank y'all.
And chopping it up, chopped it down.